Do you have any advice for agency owners who might have clicks within their team right now that grew naturally and now they need to tame it and get rid of that issue? Do you have any advice for them?
If you can figure out why there is that's click forming, if why there is that separation between these two groups and address that, and those are hard things to do. And, those are even hard questions to ask. Sometimes it could be that they're broken on demographic lines. Sometimes it could be broken on skill lines. And what can you do to build more empathy across, the separation that you've got is probably how I would recommend addressing that.
If you're trying to break down the barriers between different groups of your team, it's effective to make sure that they can see what other people are doing because they know what their job is. They don't necessarily understand the challenges, the complications, the frustrations that other people have to work through on a daily basis, especially now that almost everyone is in a virtual work environment. So, finding ways to help other people see what is a day in another person's shoes on the team so that they can start to respect that role, the value that it brings to the team, the challenges that are overcome without anyone hearing about it, because there's a lot of that happens in agency life as well. Would you agree with that approach?
100%. And, you don't have to break down the barriers. You just have to let those folks get invited in from time to time, walk around and say, oh man, think about those things when you don't see them. And then all the implications of, what it means for the other side to have differences in their environment, differences in the challenges that they face. And so, getting people to lower the drawbridge and let folks in from time to time. That is what we try and do with Clapping Cringe and we do have a developer roundtable and a design community meeting where we invite external folks that are islands of design in their workplace, just to give people some insight into what other people are experiencing.
Absolutely. And I want to circle back to something that you mentioned a few minutes ago about knowing when your agency can no longer be completely flat by evaluating if you went out to dinner, could we actually all sit at the same table? And that concept, that framework for knowing when you need to have delineation of management and responsibility and just building in those extra leaders within your organization, I think is really important